Hi, welcome to A Life in Spain. It's Rachel here, and I have tried to start this channel a couple of times and it has just never been the right time for this channel. I kind of feel it is now. So, where am I? Anybody who did watch previous videos, which I deleted, I won't go into that. Never to be repeated again, I promise. Yes, I moved to Spain 2 years ago. So I'm almost 3 years living here now, except I have done an arduous 10-month stint back in Ireland. Up until recently, I wasn't there for the full 10 months. I was most of it, and back and forth. It was, oh God, it was a nightmare. I was selling my house in Ireland. So I really made the commitment to just go, I'm doing this. This is my home now. This is where I want to be. Excuse the background. I am currently in Granada with my son and his husband. And yeah, it's makeshift. Let's face it, okay? I'm in a room and I'm trying to do a studio in a room, an office in a room, everything in a room. So I don't impede upon their life too much. I think I impede enough. So I think I did this video before and I felt it wasn't really as comprehensive as perhaps it should be. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through, I have got a script here because I forget. So why did I leave Ireland? Yeah, so many reasons, no. I think primarily the reason I left is I absolutely hate rain and I hate cold and I hate wind, and Ireland has all of them every season. So yeah, I was not getting the heat, the humidity that I like. The weather. Yeah, number one reason. I am a sun baby. I'm born in the middle of the summer, the height of the summer in July. I'm a Lunasa baby, you know, so I love the summer. And I just don't get it in Ireland. So the weather was definitely, it's something that's been in the back of my head for years and years and years and years. Since I was far back as I can remember. Since I was a kid, always wanting to live, because we did visit Spain a lot when I was younger with folks. And I always wanted to live. I just thought, this is a fabulous way of living. There's lots of sunshine. Why am I born in Ireland? But hey, that's as it is. So that's probably the big numero uno for me. The second one, which is a very close first, really, it's like first runner-up, is that the social aspect of Ireland has changed dramatically. That has a lot to do with us having a lot of money, been a very different economy than what I grew up in, and it's a very different country to what I grew up in. Ireland would have been known traditionally, and still is known outside of Ireland, for its Cé de Míle Fáilte, 100,000 welcomes, been very relaxed, very easygoing, very friendly, very warm, very open people. On this cold little island, you know, there was this, the Jamaicans call it Jamaica in Europe, you know, it's that kind of thing. You know, you wouldn't have looked twice at somebody walking down the road singing when I was in my teens and early 20s. Now you would think they're a nut job. So we have lost a lot in Ireland, in short, in the last, I think, for absolute sure, from the Celtic Tiger. It just changed it so much. And we had a lovely period, which wasn't great economically, but it was really nice, because I did find that the Irish people reconnected with their roots and their personality and their essence during the crash, because everybody had to reduce their budgets. We all had no money anymore, and we got a dose of reality, what the modern world is like. You can have money one minute and be gone the next. So yeah, there was a lot of shall we say, edges knocked off people, and we kind of got back to what was important, which was each other. And you know, we'd go, oh well, we can't go on holidays this year, so because of the crash, so do you know what we're going to do? We're going to go to the bar every weekend or every second weekend, which is not a bad thing in Ireland. It's not viewed the same way as the States or other countries, you know. It's more of a social thing. So it's go and have food, have talks, have chats, whatever. It's the younger crowd obviously go out and go on the lash like it, but generally speaking, the older crowd don't so much. I always loved Ireland because it was a place where all ages mixed. That was a big factor. My father, I remember when my brother got married 20 odd years ago now, my father came to the nightclub. He spent the whole day with us and came to the nightclub after the wedding. Absolutely, could he not do that now? No. No way. He would be getting looks and what's going on here. What are you doing in a nightclub? Even a 35-year-old would be feeling a nightclub is a bit young for them, so to speak. So it's definitely ageism. That leads on to another factor of ageism. So it's this social thing that I saw in the UK years and years previous, and I was afraid we were going to go that way, and we did. Whereas, you know, X age group goes to nightclubs, X age group goes to bars, those type of bars. These small bars you can go to at this age, and this restaurant is for you now. That, like, the age I'm at, 54 now, I would be told, like, go to a restaurant, have a nice meal, have a couple of drinks within the restaurant, possibly go home to your local bar if you wanted to have another drink and chat or whatever. That's it. And, you know, sometimes we like to get up and dance, and, you know, if we've had I need a couple of drinks because I can't dance, and once I had a couple of drinks I think I'm Michael Jackson. So it's great. So that kind of for me was a big issue, which is the next knock on, which is there was no social life. I was now coming to an age, I was 51 when I left Ireland. I was coming to an age where once you hit kind of 48, 47-ish, it's kind of like, nah, there's no nightlife really for you. You're going for a meal and you're coming home. And I'm going, like, I'm not dead yet. You know, I'm not looking to go to, you know, as we call it in Ireland, a teeny bopper nightclub and hang out in nightclubs and dive bars with younger people. You know, but I'm kind of going, if I want to go see a band that's playing in a nightclub and there's a DJ afterwards, I don't want to feel like I have to leave when the band is over. And that is a very Irish thing. It's incredibly Irish. The minute that band is over, okay, DJ, now like that's time for us older folk to go home. And I don't like that. So that, it was just, it's not that I often go out and go mad and stay out till 4 o'clock in the morning. In fact, my son's wedding was the last time I did that. I went to the nightclubs and I stayed out till 9 o'clock the next morning. I'm not dead yet. So I felt, God, I have an awful lot of years left. I'm healthy and I want to do this. And I'm been told, sit at home, get fat and shut up, because you're at an age now where you're not really important anymore. And I was like, I don't want to do that. I've still got some life left in me here. So that was a big factor. Big factor. And I didn't like the fact that ages don't mix unless it's a christening or a wedding or something of some sort. They don't actually mix in bars and restaurants. Kids don't come to pubs at 10 o'clock at night to eat with their family. They just don't. They do in Spain. So I just thought we'd lost what Ireland was. We had lost our relaxed nature. We had lost our nature that was more concerned with each other. Now it's more concerned with money. So we used to have a saying in Ireland, and I believe some people still use it, and they used to say, oh God, you know, the Americans, oh, they live to work. They live to work. You know, it's work, 70 hours a week, work. And we work to live is what we would have said. That is not true anymore. We live to work in Ireland. You have to, because you just can't afford it. So we understand why the Americans were so industrious, because this American dream that we were all told was a dream, because yeah, you have to be asleep to believe it. And when you start waking up, you go, not for me anymore. So I wanted a social life. I wanted not to be involved in that ageism that was going to make me, it was deeming me old. Now go do these things because they're the things you're allowed to do at that age. And I don't like being told what to do at any age, ever. So I was like, no. I had lived in Spain before for about nearly 3 years with an ex-partner. That was the only reason why I left, was to get back to Ireland to get rid of him, which I did, thank God. And I always said, you know what, I'm going back home one of these days, because I would class Spain as home. It is my home. and I feel at home here, feel more me here, feel freer here. The big factor as well, apart from all of that, obviously, is the cost of living. You can actually buy a place here. So I've just sold my house in Ireland. I had quite a big mortgage on it, so I didn't make a whole heap. But I'm able to buy a 2-bed apartment here with a huge roof terrace and a balcony. Fingers crossed. Now I hope I've not jinxed it. But you do have choice of property here. So that brings me to my next point was I wanted off the merry-go-round of mortgages, huge gas bills, huge lighting bills, because let's face it, we don't have much light and we don't have much heat in Ireland. So Northern European countries will agree with me. We're all in the same boat. The Swedish are the same. You know, I've spoken to Swedish. They laugh at us Irish and say, it's -14 in Sweden. And I'm going, yeah, but it's not damp. it's not damp and doesn't have that wind. So if you live in Ireland or you've ever lived in Ireland, you'll know what I'm talking about. So I think it was just a kind of, I'd like to say it was a midlife crisis because I'd love to think I'd lived to 108 or 110, but in fact it was kind of, I suppose, a slightly over middle-aged crisis, midlife crisis. And I just decided I can't do this. There's no fun in Ireland anymore. At least for me, there wasn't. There was just, our friends weren't gathering together. And I started to notice that the parties we would have in the house, and we were quite renowned for our parties. We had such fun parties, all good fun, no madness, like just funny madness, you know. And we would have all ages. We would have people come into the party and they, you know, there might be, my children might have been 14 and my friends would have been there and our ages mixed. And we never did that, and I never allowed that with my kids. I always wanted them to be able to speak to adults like they can speak to their own peers. And they can. They always could. It stood to them, and it's a really wonderful advantage that they have. They see all age groups, they understand all age groups, and they're able to communicate with all age groups. So apart from all of that, yes, it's the social changes in Ireland, it's the cost of living in Ireland, and it is the weather in Ireland. It's also the political landscape in Ireland, been a dictatorship, and I do mean that deadly seriously. If anybody's watching from anywhere in the globe, I hope, it is a dictatorship. We have literally had Fianna Fáil, Fine Gael, since the day we had our freedom. From our first election onwards, that's all we've ever known. I have never known anything else. If we do get a Labour Party in, they are, which was founded by James Connolly, who was a very good friend of my great-grandfather and a hero of mine. He would be, I've no doubt that when Labour Party members pass on, they go and meet him at the pearly gates, and by Jesus, it's not happy. It's not a friendly welcome. Because I'm sure he's deeply ashamed of how that party is now. But that's basically the three parties, and Labour has only ever been in with Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael. So it's coalition, 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 because the system is designed and rigged to keep the original party, Fianna Fáil, who was De Valera's party. I hate that man. That's another video. Completely a different channel as well. They kept them in power, and I just didn't like the idea of that. Spanish people in general are far more politically aware and politically active in Spain because they are so young of a country, a modern democracy. Because remember, they right up until the late 70s, they had Franco, and they are very vigilant about not allowing dictatorship and crushing of their freedoms, violations of the constitution, etc., etc., etc. So they really are politically active and politically vigilant. And what I love is the best solution is it has 17 different autonomos. And within all those autonomos, there is autonomous decisions. So there are autonomous regions, and they make a lot of their own decisions to suit their own autonomous region, which I do believe that governance should be decentralised, minimised, decentralised, and created into administrative centres that are governed directly and voted for directly by the people in those administrative centres. And to some degree that is true in Spain. It could be better. It can always be better. They're a very young country, although an old nation, a very old nation and a very old historic landmass, you know. They are new in this wonderful modern democracy that they are trying to embrace, unfortunately, which is being polluted by certain entities. But I won't get into that. So I just find here you have more direct access to your politicians, your local politicians, and people seem to have more of an impact, and they don't seem to tolerate what we tolerate in Ireland. So basically all of those reasons made me think, I'm out of here. I am out of here. I've had enough. I've raised my children. I'm gone. So I left in the June of 2021, just before my 51st birthday, and I have not regretted it. I'm so glad. I'm so much happier. I love it. Absolutely love it. I have a social life here. I have a massive group of friends. I go see rock bands. I go see Spanish bands. I go see blues bands. I go see any kind of band I want, any kind of music, any night of the week, and every night of the week if I wanted to, and twice on Wednesdays and Sundays and lunches, you know. So I could literally go see 10 bands perform every single week, and I could eat lunch and dinner out every single week and not necessarily be alone doing it. That's a huge difference. Huge difference. I have a very, very dear, very dear friend, and probably my best friend. I would class her as my best friend. Suvi in Ireland. Shout out Suvi. Suvi's from Finland, so she actually gets up off her arse at the weekends and likes to do something. So we'd go out and have lovely days outs and stuff like that, even though it might be piddling rain, and we'd go out. That was my only social outlet. And it got worse with COVID. It got worse. Just when you think it can't get worse, it did. So I have been back, as I said, and what I've noticed is that COVID, it's kind of reinforcement of my decision to leave. COVID in Ireland has really affected the social scene. Never in my life have I ever seen a pub close its doors and close down. It's up until recently unheard of in Ireland. Absolutely unheard of, because our climate is so crap. That's where our social outlets happen. We have pub quiz, clubs meet there, you know, groups meet there. You go out on a Saturday night, have a meal in a pub, you know, because it's pub/restaurant type thing. Then go to a nightclub afterwards if you're young enough or you want to. So this was amazing to me. I was like, I've been back there last year and I've gone, that pub's closed down. That pub's closed down. That pub's closed down. This is crazy. So for me, it was, it was confirmation that I did the right thing. It seems to me that the Irish have not come back out of lockdown, and I can understand the reason why. The prices are extortionate. They're absolutely batshit crazy. I bought a pint of Guinness and a 7-Up for me and Suvi. I was drinking the Guinness, she was driving. Thank you, Suvi. And I bought it in my local pub within walking distance of my house, which is a lovely pub, don't get me wrong. Naas is a very nice town. It's a very expensive town too. And I was shocked when he basically billed me for the guts of 12 quid. It was 11 something. I can't remember what it was, but it was 11 something, and I went, that's all I could do. I said, oh, okay. And I tapped my phone, and I remember thinking, oh, okay. And as I'm tapping the phone, I'm thinking, so hang on a second, it's 11 quid. So obviously the alcohol is, you know, going to be more. So the alcohol has to be €7 or €8 for a pint of Guinness. And it has to be a €5, I kid you not, for a 7-Up. You know, and I was like, oh, I'm glad I don't live here all the time. I now live in Spain. That in Spain where I live, which is a tourist area, so a little bit pricier than normal Spanish villages. And it would have access to Guinness, because not every bar has Guinness. But we do have Guinness because we have a lot of Irish bars in the resorts. I would max I would pay for a draft Guinness probably €4, maybe 5, depending on the time of year. And the 7-Up would be 2. So I would be talking about €7, and I would think, shit, that's expensive. If I ordered a pint of San Miguel, which is our local beer anyways, I say San Miguel, and a Sprite, I would be talking €4 or €5. So it's a no-brainer for me. So that is a big difference. I have seen the difference in Ireland. I'm not liking it. It's kind of got worse than I thought it was even going to be. And it's not to say Ireland is not a beautiful country. It's a stunning country. If you haven't gone, you have to go. It is stunning. Please see Dublin for a day or two, which is the city. There's a lot of history in it. They don't teach the history. I don't know why. They don't want to offend English people, is what they say. And you're like, I don't think they'll be offended. I think they'll be curious. So let's do it. It's old history, but let's teach it. The wounds have healed, let's get on with this. So you won't find out much real truth history, but it is a beautiful a city full of history. Unfortunately, there's not enough police to police it, so there can be a lot of junkies and stuff walking around. In fairness to the junkies in Dublin, they're actually really sound people. They're really nice, and they don't tend to harm you. They tend to, give you, if they ask you for €1, that's all. And then if you say, no, I haven't got anything, they go, the blessings of God, thank you very much, and off they go about their day. So they're not aggressive people. There is other elements in Dublin now that make it aggressive at night, and sadly, they're not all Irish. There's a lot of hardship for immigrants coming in, and they're going from the frying pan to the fire, unfortunately, and they're not being looked after because we can't even look after our own in Ireland. So we have a lot of serious social issues. There weren't issues really when I was growing up. Like people say, oh, there was homeless in the 80s. I'm going, yeah, there were 63 homeless people in Dublin. We knew them, bang, bang, all of those mad dudes, Johnny 40 coats, the mad woman with the cross that used to walk up and down O'Connell Street. We knew them. We knew who they were, and we knew they were living in bad circumstances. And we would throw a few quid and try and help them or whatever. But now we're overwhelmed. We are completely overwhelmed. We're welcoming people. We're just overwhelmed. So the city is not the best at the moment. With that in mind, I would suggest you go to Donegal, Kerry, Galway, Cork. Get out of the city, go to the Hill of Tara in Meath. It is actually not far out of the city. There is a bus that goes, and you can have a bloody great time. So it's fabulous. There's a bus that goes from Dublin, and you can do it on a weekend break. But enough about that. I love my country. Please don't come for me in the comments. All the Irish people, I love my country. I'm very proud of the fact I'm Irish. I'm not proud at all in the direction the country is going in. Socially, economically, and politically, I am completely ashamed of it, and that's exactly as it is. I am ashamed of it, and I couldn't live with and in that shame, so I left, and here I am in Spain, in a country that makes me very happy. It does frustrate me. Bureaucracy is everywhere, and it does frustrate me sometimes, but it's just, I love it. I love the people. I love the country. I love the diversity of culture, language, and climate within the whole country itself. Spain is far more than where you've been on holidays, and even within the holiday resorts there is far more. There's real life going on in those holiday resorts, and there is Spanish people living in those holiday resorts despite most people's protestations of such. They are living there, and you only have to look at Torrevieja, and San Miguel, Las Salinas. We're so close to the resorts, and there's Spanish people living there. There's Spanish neighbours everywhere. They want to live. Some people don't want to live in Madrid. They want to live on the coast where the ocean is, So that's in essence why I left. A lot of issues in Ireland. I feel more relaxed here. Anytime there was like a communication from Ireland, my daughter would send me, oh, this arrived today, a letter or whatever. I go, oh, okay, what is this? What is this? So life here, definitely not for everybody. There is poor and comfortable every country, but it generally absolutely is more relaxed. It's a better pace. There's more respect paid to the family. To time with that family is of utmost importance and is reflected in the closing down in August, etc. It is really, really valued. They hold their traditions. Now people say, oh, they're very Catholic. They do hold their Catholic traditions very much to their hearts. I will guarantee you they're not necessarily Catholics that are attending. They say they are, they're not. 38%, I think, in the last census declared themselves to be Catholic, versus I think it was 78% in Ireland. So there you go. Much more liberal country here, absolutely, than Ireland. Um, it is definitely not as Catholic as you would think. There obviously is a generation that 38%, and some young as well, that really take these religious festivals very seriously. And that's as it should be. I don't begrudge anybody their faith, just don't try and ram it down my throat, and I won't ram mine down yours. So it is beautiful how they hold on to that. They see it more as this is a Spanish tradition. It's not a Catholic thing. It's a Spanish thing. And you know what it does? These religious holidays facilitate us within a modern world time to be with our families and time to stop. And that's what I love about the Spanish. That they just go, no, stopping, time with family is important. No, siesta, good luck, bar closes. And off they go for siesta. As a business person, I'm going, I'm having palpitations. But I can understand it, completely understand it. It is a wonderfully diverse country. There's diverse languages. Where I live, where they speak Valenciano, which is a form of Castilian Spanish, but it's a little bit different. There's, of course, Catalonian. You should come to Andalusia, because I guarantee you won't understand a word they're saying. They speak way faster than they do in Valencia, where I live. Thank God, because I can learn there, The Basque region has its own language. There's a lot of regions with their own language, and the Basque people are absolutely beautiful. They're really lovely people, as are all. They've all got different qualities and traits, and I love it. I love being here. Today, of all days, bizarrely enough, which is why I'm facing this way recording today, because I couldn't normally, it would be too sunny. It is cloudy in Granada. So, excuse me, we are going for a drive now, and then we may stop somewhere for quick tapas, which tapas in Granada, if you've never been to Granada, you absolutely have to come to Granada. It's an amazing city. It's so beautiful. But there's this, the Irish would love this. You buy your drink, which is so much cheaper than it is in Ireland. It's a fraction of the price. So you'll buy your drink, and then a plate of food will come out. A little plate of food will come out. So if there's 3 of you, you buy 3 drinks. There's 3 portions, rations come out in tapas, and you can eat from that. And you keep doing your order and drink, that keeps coming out. Because the Spanish people tend to do that maybe once or twice, and then they order their tapas. And then they have another drink and more tapas comes out, and it's lovely. And it's the combination of food and alcohol, and it means that you can have a meal out. Like 3 of us had very fancy punts tapas the other night, and we had Aperol Spritz, which is a mix of 2 drinks. It's Aperol, and then it also has cava, so they charge for 2 drinks. 3 of us, and we ate a lot, and it was €60 for 3 of us, so it was 20 quid a head. My son and his husband often go out and they have a quick tapas or a quick drink on a Friday night, and they will have a little bit of tapas to eat with it, and it'll be 20 quid. So yeah, it's a nice life. So coming up on this channel, okay, that's enough about why I came here. Coming up on this channel, I am purchasing something, fingers crossed. It's the one I've wanted for ages. So I'm hopefully getting that now, and we're working on paperwork and legalities at the moment. So please say a prayer, cross your fingers, do a moon dance, whatever you do. So you'll be joining me on the renovation of that, because it is in bits. There's no other way to say this. It's in bits. It needs a kitchen. Yeah, it's in bits. So I will be doing most of the work on that myself. I am a construction professional. I'm not a trade, so don't come for me. I'm one of these clipboard builders. No, unlike most clipboard builders, I did actually go out on site and get my boots mucky. So I was on site. I spent my time literally in every single house on site, every single day. Quality control, and I have done finishing foreman and stuff like that. So I've done a lot of stuff within the realm of construction. And I would be pretty handy, and I wouldn't be afraid to try anything. So you're going to come on that adventure with me, building pergolas, building kitchens. Yeah, maybe tiling as well. Yeah, I'm going to do some tiling. I'm going to do some plumbing. So it's going to be fun. She says, yeah, fun. We're going to do that. I'm also going to take you around my area. I'm going to take you to the mud baths in Lopegan. We're going to go to Orjales, we're going to go to Alicante City, I think we will even take a trip to Valencia, which is the third largest city in Spain. So there's lots on the menu here with me. So please bear with me, come on the journey, have a bit of laugh, see what a 50-odd-year-old woman would get up to when she moved to Spain and her kids are grown and she's nobody to tell her not to do that. Nobody to tell her she's doing stupid things. So I hope you'll join me on this journey. It is the start of it. I feel it's the right time to do it. And I hope you enjoy Spain as much as I do. I hope you love it as much as I do. And it might even inspire your journey. Don't let anything stop you is my motto. I'd rather regret the things I did and go, oh, shit, shouldn't have done that. If I'd have done that, this wouldn't have happened. Then say, I wonder if would kill me. So with that in mind, thank you very much for watching this very long video. I'm looking at the timer going 30 minutes. But I did feel like the last one was very short. It was 15-20 minutes. And I didn't fully explain in depth the reasons why I left Ireland and how I feel about Ireland now. So I think you understand a little bit better how I feel. My love is still there. It will always be there. It's in my blood. It's in my heart. It's in my soul, you know. Unfortunately, so is Spain. Well, fortunately, so is Spain. So, adios para esta semana. And I will see you next week with a little update on some bureaucracy video. A video every week until I can get myself into the apartment and get my property, to grips with my property. And we may even have 2 videos. So for any of you out there, like, share, subscribe, comment, please do put your comments below if you're actually thinking of moving to Spain and you're a lady of a certain age like myself. Or even if you're younger, I've had some 45-year-old ladies contact me through the group on Facebook, through there is a lot of groups on Facebook like Moving to Spain, and regardless of age, when you're single and female, it is, I won't say it's harder, it's a bigger adventure. It's because you don't have somebody to hold their hand and go, shit, it's on you. So if you're interested in that kind of content, please do follow me, like, share, subscribe, and do comment and let me know if you are planning from Spain. Any questions on any video, any questions regarding coming into Spain, please do put them on there. I will be speaking to some estate agents and legal experts as well to help you along your journey to a life in Spain. Take care. Ciao for now. Bye. Adios.